Welcome back to part 2 of my New Year reset. So obviously part 1 was kind of a recap of 2024, new adventures, kind of where I'm at. Obviously you would have seen I got a new job, which I'm loving. Like I feel so grateful for, and just, I feel so me. I'm back on my shit. Yeah. Now we're going to get into my goals for 2025. So firstly, how beautiful is my bookshelf? I love her so much. But excuse me. So, part 2 of this video is taking you guys through my goals for 2025. So this is something that I want to do now with you guys, but also at the halfway point of 2025, because if you guys are anything like me, of course, I'm like attached to my goals in the sense to which I want to achieve what I set out to achieve, but equally I'll never not allow myself to pivot when I need to, with, pivoting and changing direction and following what's true for me in a season. And it's important for us to, when we set goals, yes, be committed to the goal and do everything in our power to achieve it, and not give up when things are hard, and not give up just because it feels like it might not be happening, or it might not be happening in the timeline that you want for it to happen. And then on the other side of the coin, it's important to actually be honest with ourselves if that sometimes maybe the reason why we're not progressing towards said goal is because that goal, we've actually outgrown it, or it's actually just not for us anymore. It's actually not aligned. So that's why I really love to do check-in point at the middle of the year, revisit my goals to see how I've progressed, to see how things are still feeling good for me, if I'm at a different season in my life, if my goals have changed, if I'm slacking off, like whatever it is. So we're going to do that in June. But 2025 goals. So this is something like I think I will expand on even over the next few months. Like I'm not married to these goals, but it's just kind of an umbrella of what came to mind for me in what I want to achieve in different areas of my life, and what's going to feel really, really good for me to achieve in this next season of life, and what I desire for myself in this current season moving forward. So I've broken these down into a few different categories. So YouTube and socials, fitness, health, relationship, and then just some like overall less specific goals, but things that I just kind of want to have in the back of my mind in everything that I do, and also with some travel. So let's start with YouTube / Instagram. So one of my biggest goals, like my biggest goal for this next year, is to really find my lane again with my socials. Obviously, having been my business for the last 3 years, like my social media has been my coaching business. So things have been very heavily centered around that, around market, audience, content that relates to solving problems for people. I feel like I never kind of went down the path of like really getting my marketing on point. Just again, it wasn't for me. I just didn't wasn't the path for me, guys. Having very coaching centered content. Whereas if you guys have been with me on my Instagram for a while now, you would have known that before I pivoted into coaching, I was very much just like lifestyle content creating, recipes, like stuff like that. So whilst I still love to share that, and of course I do share that with when it comes to like food, recipes, stuff like that, I really just want to find my lane in like what just feels the most authentically me when it comes to showing up online, and really building a community that feels like we're like this, like feels like we're like this. Because I feel like I used to feel that way before I kind of came into coaching, and then over time I kind of lost that feeling of actually feeling connected to my audience. And whilst it's definitely realigned now where I am feeling more connected to my audience, I still know that there's like a way to go in feeling like these are my humans. I feel impactful, I feel of service, I feel like we're besties just hanging out, and that there is that engagement there with my audience. So that is definitely a big thing for me in just figuring out what that looks like, not niching down, but just still having a space. I share things within a niche, if that makes sense. Like I never want to put myself in a box of being like, I just talk about one thing, because that's just literally not me, guys. Like it'll never be me, and it's probably a fault, but it just won't be. Like I like to yap, I like to just share what I want to share in the moment, but also still having a level of like consistency to that. So I know that's going to look like a lot of my health journey. I will speak to this a little bit later, but I mentioned already I'm getting my marina out next week, which feels very pivotal for me. So we'll kind of touch on that later. But yeah, just kind of figuring out what that looks like. So build connection and an engaged community who are genuinely impacted by my story and what I share. I want to lead really vulnerably online. Like I just want to drop any ego and any stories of what I've picked up over the last 3 years around like what you can post, can't post, yada, yada, yada. Like if you've been in the coaching industry, I think you would also relate to that. There are just like so many unspoken rules about like who you can be, who you can't be, what you can share, what you can't share. And I'm unsubscribing from that. So just really leading vulnerably. I really want to grow my audience. Whilst it's not about numbers, like it's about the community that you build, I do still want to stretch myself in having like a follower goal, because I've never had that. Like I've never had that, and potentially because I've like maybe feared that I might not hit it, like I don't know what, but I feel like my socials have been pretty stagnant for a while. And not even stagnant, but it's like they've grown and then they've lowered and then grown, then lowered, especially with pivoting. Like I feel like a lot of my audience was like in the coaching world, whereas now that I'm pivoting out of that, it makes sense that a lot of people might not pivot with me, which is so fair. Yeah, like really growing an aligned audience. And the number here that I have for the year is 11K, which feels like a massive stretch for me. My socials, like I said, have been plateaued where they have been for like quite a while now, but that just feels good. So that's one goal that I have. And then the next one is to really put myself out there with working with brands that I want to work with. So you guys would know that I say this all the time, I'm very intentional with my brands work, which is why I only partner with ones that I genuinely use, believe in, align with. So at the moment that is only Naked Harvest, which is like, it's not like this plethora of brands, it's just Naked Harvest at the moment, which I'm so grateful for. I really want to put myself out there and like reach out to brands and companies that I would love the opportunity to work with, even if that is in a UGC format too. So collaboration and also potential UGC, just ask the question, put myself out there. Then with YouTube, my goal is to post 30 videos minimum. So I would love to say like weekly, and whilst I'm kind of going to aim for that, I know that especially like working full time and doing my side business and all the things, like I'm just being realistic with that goal. So 30 videos, 26 equals fortnightly uploads. So I want to do more than fortnightly uploads, but not commit to weekly uploads. And we're going to revisit that goal again together in the middle of the year. And for YouTube, I would love to grow to 2,000 subscribers, which even that is a stretch goal for me, but it's time to stretch ourselves. It's time to just shoot for the stars. And at the moment, I think I have like 300 subscribers, 360, I think. So that's what feels good for me when it comes to YouTube and Instagram. Now, fitness, I feel like I'm already progressing towards this goal, which feels very, very good for me. Wrote these goals like maybe 2 weeks ago. So I feel like after I set intentions or goals around something, I just naturally start to progress towards them. I think as humans, we do. Like a lot of the time, we don't lack ability to work towards something, we just lack clarity around what we're working towards, right? So I feel like even since I've like just written these down, I've already consciously but also unconsciously just been progressing towards them. And the next one is with my fitness. So 2024 was a funny year for me with the gym. I've been strength training for 6 years, like maybe 7 years, with some group fitness training, all the things. And I really fell out of love with it this year. Like I just feel like I was forcing myself in the gym to get there, and not from the point of like follow through anyway, but from the point of like, I'm really just not enjoying this at all. I am not wanting to be here. And it wasn't just like for a week or two, it was like for a very long time. And I really just surrendered to that. I was still in the gym moving my body, but I just like wasn't like, oh, I love being here, like, which is what I used to have. Like it was just like, yeah, I'm just doing the thing and whatever. And especially my nervous system in 2024 with everything going on, my personal life, it was just like, she needed just some regulation. And for me in the gym, I was like, that's not what it's looking like in this season. And I just got to a point of surrendering to that. So again, I was still moving, but I was just kind of like moving through the motions, prioritizing a lot of walking. I had a fucking identity crisis, I tell you guys, because I just was not feeling like myself in my body, with my movement, with just like anything. I was just like, what has happened? Who am I? But it was what I needed. I just needed to surrender to the season, move in a way that felt good for me, like literally day by day. And I think now, so much change, with so much newness, with so much uncertainty, with so much like grief and processing in the year that was 2024, that is the best thing that I could have done. But now I just feel like I'm at a point of like, I'm good. And I feel like I've fallen back in love with the gym. I'm loving my routine at the moment and my sessions, and working in a gym, dare I say it, helps, because I literally just train before work. I've got the best morning routine at the moment. We've had this routine for maybe like 6 weeks now, and I'm loving it. And it really supports my goals that I have for next year. And I'm already like ticking them off, if that makes sense. So my first goal was fall back in love with my movement, which I can tick that one because I'm feeling so good. I'm currently doing 4 strength sessions a week. which the next goal was 4 strength sessions per week that I just program for myself. So I'm currently doing 2 lower days, 2 upper days, and then I'll just have another optional lower day if I do want to add an extra one in, with lots of walking and stuff like that. And then the next one, I want to do 1 Pilates session per week. So with the gym that I work for, they also have Reform Pilates, not at the gym that I work at, but like within the company, which I can use and I'm so grateful to be able to use. So 1 Pilates session per week and then 1 stretch or yoga session per week. I really want to prioritize recovery this year, and I really want to prioritize mobility this year. And that's something that I've always been very, very slack with. And of course, the way that I feel in my body, like contracted wise, that plays a role in that, but also in my movement. If I'm not recovering properly, I can't be training properly either. So that is another priority that I have for my fitness. That's my fitness goals. Health. Get my Marina out and connect back to my body. So since writing this goal, I have booked in my appointment. I'm getting my Marina out next Friday, and I'm going to do a whole different video on my journey with the Marina and endometriosis and connecting back to my body. But long story short, when I look at the timeline of when I got my Marina in, when I had my first endo surgery, I have not felt in my body truly since that time. And I've realized that I've kind of normalized this feeling of disassociation with my body and my physical and how I feel. And it's such a funny thing to say, but I think that a lot of people that have had the Marina, or even like maybe the peel, the bar, whatever, can relate to this, where you don't feel in your body. Like, it's a crazy thing. And again, I'll speak to this in another video, but I really just want to connect back to my body and really show myself how capable my body is of doing what it needs to do from a hormonal perspective, from a natural perspective, and really giving it the space to do that. So yeah, I've got so much to say on that, but I'll save that for another video. So that is happening next week, so I'll be able to tick that one off too. The next one is prioritize my nervous system, mindfulness, and gratitude daily. So this is something, especially with everything that is going on in my world, what went down in 2024 with my personal life and what I've like spoken to, there's no end to what is now. Like, it is life, and it is adjusting to a new normal, and it is constantly evolving toward the negative, if that makes sense. And so I know that in that, like, I need to take care of me so that I can not just take care of myself, but be there for the people that I love as well. And that looks like prioritizing my nervous system every single day, and like just being plugged in here, not like out here or here, if that makes sense. So time unplugged, lots of breathing, just being, like romanticizing my life. Like even lately what I've been doing is just like having like jazz music on and fun music on and cooking to music and like experiencing life to music. Like I want to make everything a big deal in 2025, and I want to make everything an experience in 2025, which is one of my words for 2025. But that kind of ties into this. Like I just want to feel connected to myself, and I want to feel at peace in my nervous system and regulated in my nervous system. So continuing to limit my phone usage, especially in the mornings and evenings, journaling, video entries, like time in nature, all that good stuff. And yeah, just experience my life, like make life a vibe and just like feel. 2025 is the year of like just feeling, like just feeling happy, present, grateful, all the things. So the next one is relationship. So fortnightly date night / activity. So this can be home or out. Cruz and I went for a date on the 21st, but Christmas Eve for us, because we like celebrated our own Christmas on the 22nd. And we were just like, whoa, we do not do this. Like we went out, we had like feed me menu, like we had this beautiful seafood, we had some cocktails, like it was just such an experience where we were like, wow, we've been together for 5 years, we've been married for a year, like we do a lot of things together, like we go for our walks every day, and we spend a lot of time together, and a lot of quality time, I would say, together. But we were just like, wow, when's the last time we went out for like a cocktail? And I think especially because we're not drinkers, we drink every now and then, like we drink a couple of times a year, say if it's like a wedding or but like whatever it is when we want to, but we're not drinkers. So we're just like, let's dabble in a cocktail out, like, and we did that, and it was so fun. Even if it's just like a dinner out or anything, just like quality date nights where even just like getting dressed up and like going out and doing more than our normal. I want to do that fortnightly, but also it can also be activities at home. I got Cruz for Christmas this like date night card decks. You scratch it off and then you do what's on the card. So just stuff like that, just like more fun. So the next one is, yeah, more adventures, more fun and more play when he's home. I feel like Cruz and I have a very good routine when it comes to when he's home, our mornings, our walks, our coffee dates, our training, like all of the things, but also just incorporating like more adventure into that. So rather than just like doing what we usually do, experiencing life in the world differently in all that it has to offer. And then in that prioritize quality time and all the things, especially with Cruz being a FIFO worker, it is so important for us to make the most of the time that we do have together. So that is that. And then travel, I would love to go on 2 holidays and also 2 trips back to Adelaide minimum, even if it's just like on the weekends and stuff. And then personal and overall, these are less specific, but it's kind of just what I want the vibe of 2025 to be for me. So say yes more. Experiences, opportunities, random things, even if it's just like my best friend saying, hey, do you want to go for like Thai and a sunset swim? Like, yeah, I do. You know, just like little things, say yes more. But then the next one is also say no more. So, you know, honor my yeses and my nos. Be aware of when I'm playing small versus when it's time to honor myself, my energy and my boundaries, and not just doing things because I want to do them if they actually don't support my energy or my boundaries in that. So like saying yes more, but also saying no more when it is aligned for me. Feel the best that I have ever felt in my body, in my energy and in my mind. So I think especially getting the marina removed, I feel like this is going to be massive for me in this, just to feel alive and feel myself again. A lot of side effects from the marina that I've learnt over the years and that I now know are a result of having it. Like for a long time I didn't realize the reason why I was feeling certain ways was because of the marina, but restabilizing, re-regulating myself and just having my body feel fucking good, feeling energized, feeling clarity in my mind, feeling at peace in my body. I want to feel the best I have ever felt, and that's not in like a physical way, that is in a feeling way, but also I want that to reflect in the physical, where I do just feel so strong and I do just feel just so good, like feel so good in my body. I want to live, guys. I want to live. I don't want to just exist. And I want to take it to a new level. Like I just never want to leave any stone unturned in my life where I'm just like, oh, just sitting at home, or just like not living and experiencing life in the big moments, in little moments, in everything in between. So the next thing that I have here is make a big deal of everything. I said this to my friend at a dinner or something. I said, look, 2025 is the year that we make a massive deal of everything. So did you get a regular period cycle? We're celebrating. Did you have a great session at the gym? We're celebrating. Is it your birthday? We're fucking celebrating. Like everything, we are celebrating and making life a big deal in 2025. So make a big deal of everything. Make people feel better for being around me. Be an energy that lifts people. I like to think that I am this for people, but I want to be it in like a whole nother way. Not by trying to make people feel a type of way, but just by naturally having that effect on people by operating at my best version as well. Be an energy that lifts people and makes people feel better for being in my presence. And for now, that is my goals for 2025. So I do want to do a vision board. I've never done a vision board. Sue me, but I've never done a vision board. I think maybe I've like started one, dabbled with one. I know the power of them. Again, I'm a very spiritual girl. Manifestation, spirituality, like I live and breathe that in my own world. Someone once referred to me as a closet spiritual girl, and I'm like, that's so true, because like I feel like if you don't know me, you probably don't know that. But yeah, I think that I'm a witch. But anyway, it's funny because it's given that it's very off-brand that I wouldn't have done a vision board before, but I just haven't. So I want to do one for this year, and maybe we'll do a separate video of like me showing you that and showing you like my words for 2025, because I still want to lock them in. But currently one of my words for the year, and I like to usually have one, but I think I might have a couple this year, but that is experience. I want to experience life. I want to experience like experiences. I want to say yes to more things. I want to just have everything be an experience. Like even if I'm going to the shops, I want to just make it an experience, have my music in, feel alive. Like I want everything to be an experience. So that's one of my words. we'll see what else we come up with, but my camera's about to die. So I think that is a sign that it is time to wrap up this video. I am so excited for the year that is about to be. If you're watching this in real time, happy new year. I hope this year is your best year. I hope this year is a year of next level growth, of healing, of happiness, of alignment, of just peace and purpose in your world, whatever that looks like for you. I want you to know that if you had a rocky 2024, I'm sending you so much love. You are so unbelievably strong. You are so unbelievably capable. And, you know, even if it doesn't feel like it, trust that every single thing that happened in the last year, 2 years, 3 years has always been leading to exactly where you need to be and to exactly where you want to be in your life, even if you don't have clarity around that right now. And I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited to see where this year takes you, where it takes us, where it takes this space. I love you guys. I love YouTube. I love 2025 already, even though it's December 28th while I am videoing this 2024. But yeah, thank you guys. I love you guys. If you love being here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really supports my channel and it really supports my goals for the year that we have just covered. So yeah, I'm just so excited to see where this year takes us, and I'm so excited to look back on this video in X amount of months, years time, and see where we're at. So with that, I love you and I will see you in my next video. Bye.